You have to prioritize revenue generating activities. In sales, it's either advancing pipeline or creating pipeline. That's the only thing you have to do, is you get better by doing. You learn by doing. You get experience by doing. You want to get better writing emails? Write a lot of emails. You want to get better presenting to clients? Do a lot of presentations. That's how it works. You don't get better by sitting and thinking and analyzing. The definition of success that I frequently use is success is peace of mind in knowing you've done your best to become the best you're capable of becoming. Hey there, it's Ian Koniak, and today I have a question to ask you, and it's this. Are you in sales purgatory? Probably thinking, what the heck is sales purgatory? That sounds pretty strong, but I coach hundreds of people, and I see it all the time. When people join my program, they start in a place where they are in their own personal living purgatory. So what is purgatory? If you're not religious, it's that place that you're sitting, right, before you descend to heaven or hell. Now, regardless of your beliefs, I personally don't believe that a loving God would have you burning in hell for eternity, but it's also has a definition of a place of mental sickness or pain where you can't get out of. So sales purgatory, the way I define it is you're in sales, but you're not happy with where you're at in sales, and you're thinking the grass is going to be greener somewhere else, and you're not giving your all to where you currently are. So you could be in a company where you think you can't succeed because the product market fit or your territory or other people aren't succeeding there. Or you could be in a place where you are not fundamentally focused. You're giving into distractions throughout the day and you're not doing the things you need to do. Or you could just feel overwhelmed and not know where to start. But the definition of purgatory in my eyes is you're somewhere you don't want to be and you're not doing anything to get out of that place. It's like you're here, but you're not fully committed to where you are. And the reason I call it purgatory is because there is no worse feeling in my experience than being somewhere you don't want to be and not having a plan to either get out or make it work from where you are. It's like you're just drifting. You're there, but you don't know where you're going next. You're kind of floating around is the way to put it. And a ton of people are in this place. So I don't want to criticize you or shame you if you're feeling this way. It's very, very common. But it is a living hell in my definition, because the worst place to be is somewhere where you're actually not fully committed to being your best. Because the definition of success that I frequently use is success is peace of mind in knowing you've done your best to become the best you're capable of becoming. And purgatory is where you don't have any peace of mind, because you don't know where you're going. You don't know if you're going down to hell or you're going to heaven. You're just kind of floating around. It's like you're in the great unknown space, okay? And for me, not trying your best in whatever you do, not giving your all, not executing, feeling overwhelmed and getting caught by paralysis analysis is the worst place you could ever be. So let's talk about how to get out of sales purgatory if you're in it right now. So a couple things, right? The first thing is really simple, and that is to go all in. Go all in on where you are. I don't care where you are. You could be in a shitty territory. You could be a BDR. You could be a strategic account and have one account that's been bankrupt. But if you're not fully committed and all in with where you are, right, you are greatly hurting your chances to succeed. Being all in is an energetic of commitment, saying, I am going to do what I need to do to give myself the best odds of succeeding. Whatever happens after that is out of my control. It's up to God, right? Let go and let God. So fundamentally, being all in is the answer. For me, all in is how I live. It's what I breathe. Whatever I do my best. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And there is no other way to live because I've lived the other way. I promise you, I'm sharing this because I was in a place many years ago where I wasn't all in. I remember I would go to a meeting and I'd go so hard at it, and then I would be drained, and I'd literally be sitting in the parking lot outside the meeting and being on my phone for hours playing video games or going to a bar, or just like, it was all in or all out, all in or all out, right? So being all in is not I'm gonna kill myself, I'm gonna drive it. It's different than that. It's I'm going to commit and do what I need to do consistently over time, okay? And the way to get all in is you got to start with why. You got to have clarity on why you're doing this in the first place, right? And it's got to be deep. It's got to be something that really speaks to you emotionally. And the why is constantly evolving, right? It's constantly evolving. So that's number one. Start with why. I reset my why every single year, sometimes a couple times a year. Because if you don't have that fire burning from within, you can't go all in. You can't go all in. And if you need help getting the fire burning within, if you need clarity on that purpose, that's what my programs are for. That's what we help people do, is awaken. Tony Robbins says, awaken the giant within. But it starts with clarity. It starts with knowing why you're doing, because sales is really, really hard. You have to be efficient. You have to manage a lot of competing demands from customers, from your boss, from yourself. You have to prioritize revenue generating activities. In sales, it's either advancing pipeline or creating pipeline. That's the only thing you have to do. Those are called revenue generating activities, RGAs. And if you're not doing RGAs, you're wasting your time. You're giving into distractions or noise or prioritizing things that aren't important. And in order to do all these hard things, you have to have deep drive, deep passion, deep purpose, keep that fire burning from within to withstand the difficulty of doing hard things. That's what all in is. It's I will do what I need to do to get the results that I want to get. It's the opposite of purgatory. Purgatory is I'm not trying my best. I'm here, but I'm not giving my all to be the best I can be. All in is wherever I am, I give my all. If I'm at the gym, I'm going to lift my hardest. If I'm coaching, I'm going to coach with all my heart. If I'm selling, I'm going to make it about the other person and really see where and how I can help. It's only one way to live life, guys. It's too short to just float around. So start with why. The second key to get out of purgatory is commitment versus motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Commitment is, I am going to do this. Regardless of what it takes, I am going to do it and I'm committed. I'm doing a 365-day challenge right now. Every day I send a thank you note to somebody who's had an impact in my life. I send it via a voice note, or I call them and tell them, it's a commitment. I said it would be done, therefore it's done. Is it hard? Heck yeah. I've missed a few days and I've had to make them up the next day, but I'm still pacing, and we're through May. We're 5 months in. That is a commitment. It is saying I'm going to show up even when I don't feel like it. And that's number 3. They show up every day, except when they're on vacation. Every single day, you show up. I don't care if it's Monday. I don't care if it's Friday. I don't care if it's 8 a.m. I don't care if it's 4 p.m. I work consistently every single day. And that work ethic compounds and compounds. And it allows you to let go of the results. I attach to my work ethic and my consistency, and I detach from the outcomes. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. If I'm doing my best, I can't control the rest. I can only control the controllables. So showing up every single day and working consistently, regardless if it's the last day of the month of the quarter or it's the first day of the month of the quarter. Now you may say, wow, I don't work that way. When I get a sale, I ease off the gas. If you are in sales purgatory. Now I want to be really clear. I take more vacations than any of my coaching clients that I know, and I also work harder than any of them I know, believe it or not. Okay, I take 4 weeks of vacation, 4 different vacations a year, one every single quarter, and I take a ton of 3-day weekends. But when I'm working consistently. When I'm not, I'm out. That's the key. If you're gonna work at this pace, you gotta take breaks, you gotta listen to your body, you gotta make sure you build in fun, energy, excitement. I have lunch with my wife every day, I go to the gym, I hang out with my friends. Last week was Memorial Day. We hosted a bunch of people at the house. We had 22 people there and their families. It was awesome. And that's why I work so hard. So you work consistently because you have clarity on what you want. And you're consistent. When you're working, you're working. When you're not, you're not. Otherwise, you're robbing your family of your presence and time, because you'll feel guilty when you get done at the end of the day because you didn't do what you set out to do. That is sales purgatory. Okay? Next thing, they prioritize action over thinking. When you're all in, you're so busy doing and executing versus paralysis analysis, being overwhelmed. Where do I start? Oh shit, let me go on my phone. Action. They don't have time to mess around. So they work quickly. They send emails quickly. They run where they're going. They have clear goals. They have clear priorities. This is my 12-week year. I know exactly what I'm doing this week. It's written down, it's prioritized, and it's getting checked as I go, right? It's a great system, by the way, 12-week year, but it's all about action. They have a bias for action over thinking, okay? Why? Because you get better by doing. You learn by doing. You get experience by doing, right? So they trust the results will follow if they do, and they also will get better. If you want to get better writing emails, write a lot of emails. You want to get better at presenting to clients, do a lot of presentations. That's how it works. You don't get better by sitting and thinking and analyzing, okay? And the last thing is they stay the course. They trust the process. I trust that if I have a bad month or a bad quarter, it's all going to work out and balance out because of being all in and being consistent. You got to stay the course. You got to stay the course. So if you are in sales purgatory, if you're not committing, if you're not all in, if you're not clear on your why, if you're not working consistently on RGAs, you're not alone. This is the state of sales. This is most people. But I have good news for you. This is what I coach on. This is what I help with. So I have 2 free resources for you that I think will really help if this video resonates. Number 1 is I put together a free training on how to make $500K to $1 million selling software. And a big part of this training is the proper mindset and the proper habits, including how to get to an all-in state, how to get there, what that looks like, how to think and how to work, the details about what this actually entails and what it looks like. So you can hit up the free training right here, okay? And it's a masterclass. It's an hour and a half. It's full of nuggets. And the second resource is if you're someone who doesn't want to watch another video, you've watched a lot of videos, you're completely just consuming, but you don't know how to apply this, you're probably a good fit for actually my coaching program. So we are offering a free coaching strategy call where you can share where you're struggling, and we'll walk you through the different coaching options if it's a fit. We have coaching programs for every single budget, whether you want to do it online, whether you want to do it in a group, or whether you want to do it one-on-one with me or one of my coaches. We are offering free strategy calls. You can click the link right here, okay, and get your free coaching strategy call, or watch the free training and learn what it entails. I'm Ian Koniak, guys. I'll see you next week.